oscillations per second. Heart pumps the blood to the different body organs. Both statements are in true. It is always true.
Good morning, everyone. I am really pleased to present an encapsulation of paper 1 and paper 2 of English for 10th class students of AP Social Welfare Residential Schools. Paper 1 and 2 of English comprises reading, writing and aspects of grammar. As far as reading is concerned, both paper 1 and paper 2 contain aspects of reading. So, to understand the reading of the passages either in the textbooks or from the unseen passages, one should be thorough with grammar as well as vocabulary. So, when you read passages, you come across passages from paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1, you will have 10 questions which are based on the reading of the textbooks. So, let us divide these aspects of paper 1 and paper 2 reading and writing skills in different parts. Let us divide them into number 1, reading passages from textbook. So, when you read the passages from the textbook, you will have to answer 10 questions in paper 1. 10 questions, each question carries 2 marks. And so, this textual reading carries 15 marks, 10 marks for paper 1, 5 marks for paper 2. Say, for this you will not be given any passages in the examination hall, just you have to read the passages while you are studying the course 10th class. So, when you attempt the question paper, you have to recall the answers from the textual reading you have read, you have studied during the course. And then you have another type of reading, reading from given passages. Reading from given passages comprise 10 questions from paper 1 and 5 questions for paper 2. 10 questions for paper 1, 5 questions from paper 2. Each question carries 1 mark. So, on the whole 15 plus 15, 30 marks account for reading from the textual passages as well as the passages given from the textbook in the examination. Then we have another type of reading, reading from unseen passages. Paper 2 of English carries nearly 20 marks from reading unseen passages. You will be given unseen passages, tables, flow charts and different types of diagrams. Just you have to read the passages and charts and attempt the questions. So, to attempt all these questions, I have already mentioned that one should be thorough with the language and then vocabulary. As far as the vocabulary of textbooks, you may be aware of the terms, but from unseen passages, it may be difficult for you to attempt those questions. But anyhow, if you have some ground in vocabulary as well as grammar, certainly you can get through the examination very easily. In all these types of reading, you will be asked comprehension questions. Comprehension questions. Comprehension questions are generally based on WH questions or yes or no questions. WH questions start with WH words. WH words. WH words, you know, why, where, when, who, etc. So, every WH question starts with WH words, and yes or no questions start with yes or no questions start with the helping verb plus subject plus main verb, like that. And WH questions, WH questions, yes or no questions. WH questions start with the WH word plus helping verb plus subject plus main verb, like that. So, if you just get a question like this, I will write one question from exam, from the textbooks. Why did the villagers thank the potter? Here generally a sentence starts with subject, verb and object, but in the WH question we have also the helping verb plus WH word. Sometimes if there is no subject, we can directly have a WH question with the WH word like this, who. Like this also we can have question, suppose who invented the television. Here only WH word is there, the subject and the helping verb are missing, because the WH word is acting as the subject. To attempt to answer this question, try to be brief, just to try to answer according to the question. You did not elaborate, you did not be confused. 50% of answer is itself in the question. So, you can just remove this WH word and the helping verb. According to the helping verb, you can change the main verb, because the helping verb is in past simple. You can just add ed like to this, because you can change this helping verb, you can apply the past tense to the main verb here. So, if you remove this did, you have to add ed, thanked. So, the answer should start with like this: the villagers thanked the potter when a WH question comes with WHY, you can answer at the end after writing the question like this, changing the question like this, just you can end the answer with to or because the WH word is why. So, the villagers thanked the potter, why? To have caught the tiger. So, this is just answer, brief answer. Like this you can answer all the questions, and you can also answer this using because, ending because he killed the tiger. Like this, if you answer the comprehension question, the answer will be very brief, and just you can just point, you can be to the point to the question, you can be to the point of answering the question. And like that I will also show you how was Ray pursued by others. How was Ray perceived by others? Here we have a WH word, but helping verb. We can't remove these two words because this helping verb is not an auxiliary verb. This helping verb is a do, did, does. If a helping verb is do, did, does and modal verbs, then we can remove. But this is an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs cannot be removed. They should be replaced. They should be exchanged with the subject. It means was should be kept here. And how can be removed? So, if you want to answer this question, Ray was perceived by others, then you can write the answer, you can complete the answer as a shy person or as a discreet person. So, the answer should be like this: Ray was perceived by others as a shy person. This is the main answer. Like this, you can extend the answer, you can describe some more sentences, but try to be brief, try to be to the point just by answering the question according to the question. If you are asked, another question like this: what according to Narayana Murthy can change the life of a person? What according to Narayana Murthy can change the life of a person? Here we have only WH word, there is no helping verb. This is just addition. You can put asterisk in the question also. So, since this WH word is acting as the subject of the question, this subject can be replaced with answer. This subject can be replaced with answer. What according to Narayana Murthy can change the life of a person? Hard working nature, or intellect, or willpower, just whatever indicates, what indicates, you can write here. So, hard work, simply hard work and willpower. So, instead of what, if you put these two words as answer and remove this question mark, that question will become answer. So, hard work and willpower according to Narayana Murthy same, can change the life of a person. So, try to answer questions like this, all the comprehension questions, but in paper 2 you have to understand and form an idea, answer the questions. And then as far as writing skills are concerned, you will be asked questions ranging 20 marks in paper 2, 10 marks for composition, and letter writing 10 marks. So, for composition you may be asked anything, you may be asked a dialogue, you may be asked a situation, you may be asked to describe. Okay. So, to answer composition and letter writing, what should we do? First, let us analyze letter writing. If you want to attempt letter writing, you should be very clear the format of the letter writing. If you follow the format, certainly you will gain very good marks. The format means, letters are divided into two types: personal letters, official letters. Whether it is a personal letter or official letter, it contains 8 parts. So, what are the 8 parts? If you are aware of these 8 parts, whatever the question you are asked, you can just design your letter writing with these 8 parts. The first part is letterhead. The first part is letterhead. This letterhead is usually at the left or in the middle, or at the left or in the middle or at the right side. So, Americans write the letterhead towards left. Of course, we can write at the end like this, say 25th. In the letterhead, we have to write the address of the sender, it means the address of the person who is writing the letter, and date. Sir? Yes. Say Hyderabad, 25 November, like this. And some offices contain addresses, so those addresses may be in the middle, but usually we write the address simply the place, the station and the date. And the second component of the letter writing, second point is address of the addressee, sender's address of the addressee. It means to address, it indicates to address, the receiver's address, just like this, to the collector, to the district collector or Karnool district. Like this, but this to address is only used for official letters, not for personal letters. So, personal letters contain only sender's address and date, but receiver's address is not used in the personal letters, only in the official letters. Then we have subject heading. Third point is subject heading. The subject heading is usually used in the official letters. It can be used as reference, but before reference, if it is a personal letter or official letter, you can use salutation. Third point, you can write as salutation. So, subject heading can be used as fourth point, because in the official letters we have subject, in the personal letters we have only salutation. As far as salutation is concerned, be just brief, dear uncle or dear friend. If it is official letters, sir or dear sir. Then in the subject, the brief gist, the brief information, the purpose for which the letter is written can be mentioned in the subject, like just for example, refer a trip to Singapore, because you want to ask accommodation, you want to write a hotel, then just simply a trip to Singapore. So, this after reference we have body of the letter. Yes, body of the letter is very important. If it is a personal letter, you can use questions, yes or no questions, short forms. Say I am going to Kurnool, instead of I am going to Kurnool, you can say I am going to Kurnool. Instead of I do not know the information, you can say I do not know the information. But if it is an official letter, you should not use these contractions. I can't see, I can't swim, I don't like, don't, can't, wouldn't. These should be omitted in the personal letters. Only in the official letters you can use, in the personal letters you can use them, but in the official letters you should not use contractions. And questions and yes or no questions cannot be used in the official letters. You can't say hello, hello collector, how are you? You can't say. In the personal letters you can use questions, you are very free to write the language of your option, whether they are questions or they are yes or questions, they are statements. But in the official letters you should be very brief, to the point, according to the question. Understand? And then next point is subscription. Subscription is very important. This subscription is usually written towards right. Of course, it is also written towards left in the American English, but let us write. It is towards right. Let us just remember these two phrases: yours lovingly, yours faithfully. If it is a personal letter, you remember this. If it is a official letter, you just remember these two words. So, most of the students make mistakes by adding apostrophe here. That is a mistake. Do not put any apostrophe. Just write as it is. Write cap letter, first word cap letter, yours faithfully. Okay. This is a subscription. And there is another component of the letter writing, it is called superscription, which is written on the envelope. It is not necessary to show in the examination papers. So, this is about letter writing. So, to write a letter, what should we need? As I have told you, to write a letter or to compose a passage or to describe an event, you should be thorough with tenses. If you are not aware of tenses, you can't express yourself very clearly in the letters as well as in the composition. So, just by learning by heart, you can get only 15 marks on the whole, but nearly 85% of marks you can understand just from the question paper. You can attempt, you can get 85% of marks if you are aware of say tenses, it means grammar, tenses come under grammar and vocabulary. So, tenses are very important to improve your writing skills. So, for this you should be thorough with at least 3 or 4, 5 tenses very clearly, and most of the time we use simple present tense and present continuous tense and also simple past tense, but very clearly whenever you say for everyday actions you can use simple present tense. For example, I speak English, every day, and just for the past actions you can say V2, I spoke English yesterday, and for future I will speak English at the function tomorrow, like that. At least if you are aware of these 3 tenses, if you practice these tenses regularly, most of the sentences in the letter writing or compositions can be framed. So, anyhow, try to learn all the tenses in English, 12 tenses. For example, you can practice tenses first, you practice forms and then different uses. I will tell you all the tenses, just you practice like this. I write English, I am writing English, I have written English, I have been writing English. I wrote English, I was writing English, I had written English, I had been writing English. I will write English, I will be writing English, I will have written English, I will have been writing English. There is a pattern, present, all present tenses just are modified just by changing the past tense of the helping verb. In the future we have that prediction modal verb will. So, just if you study the pattern, tenses are very easy, you can learn the tense forms very easily. And then after learning tenses, you have to learn vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important. To improve your vocabulary, first you go through all the parts of speech. Parts of speech contain eight parts of speech, you know, noun, pronoun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. But among these 8 parts of speech, pronoun, conjunction, prepositions, interjections are very limited. First of all, you just learn all the pronouns and you gather all the prepositions and conjunctions, more very useful conjunctions, say because, until, if, unless, and for prepositions in, of, in, just limited, because these parts of speech, they say pronoun, preposition, conjunction, interjection have very limited number of vocabulary. You can learn all these things because they belong to closed set, they are called closed set because the vocabulary is closed, they do not expand as the times go on. But here noun, verb, adjective and adverb, you have to be constant in learning these nouns. And there are some techniques to improve a vocabulary of open sets, these are called open sets, nouns, verbs, adjectives and adverbs. So, most of the derivative words which are the formed from one word, usually there are lots of derivatives. For example, action is a derivative, actually it has come from act, act is a verb, it is a noun. Next, dangerous is a derivative, it has come from danger, danger is a noun, it is an adjective. Next, say